Hey guys, Snortle here. So today I wanted to give you a really quick rundown. Season 6 has just launched, Rampart's come out, and if you're going to play her, there's a few things about her abilities that you should really know. There's things that aren't mentioned in the patch notes, but it's important to understand how she works, what can happen in a fight, because you don't want to get lasered on the battlefield. You want to be the one doing the lasering. So I'm going to show you how to use her tactical and ultimate abilities and a couple of weird little things that are going on when you actually play her to show you what you can and can't do or what's going to impact with the way you play. So let's dive in. So the first thing I want to point out is her tactical. These are the shield walls. When you put these up, you press your tactical, and while they're being placed, you can position them wherever you like. Once you put it down, it does take a few seconds for it to come up with the actual shield. And then as you shoot through this, you do extra damage, which is really nice. But something to be aware of is that if you go, you can have 3 of these out at once. If you go and place these up, like me, you're probably going to try to get a bigger bonus from shooting through. But if you do try it, you immediately shatter the other barriers. And so just don't do that. Just try to avoid putting these in the way of each other. The other thing to notice is that you can destroy the cover yourself by pressing H, and that'll go. Or if the enemy shoots this, it takes about 400 damage. So 400 damage to destroy the shield. Now another important thing is if you're setting this up, an enemy can shoot it and it'll be destroyed before the shield deploys with only 1 or 2 hits. So I'll show you what I mean. This is going up and people can destroy it. So it's got to be set up fully. Otherwise, it'll just be instantly destroyed. So just be aware of that placing it. It means you've got to be more tactical in where you place it and when you place them, and also give some thought as to your line of sight. Now, already on the maps, I can tell you, if you've got the low ground, these shields aren't very effective. First of all, if you're here trying to look up, it's very hard to get good cover behind this shield when you're on the low ground. It's probably a last ditch thing, but just remember that they can shoot this and destroy this pretty easily and pretty quickly. Keep that in mind. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is this Gatling gun. So the setup time for the Gatling gun is probably the most surprising thing. It does take a while, number one, to set up before you can actually get on it. And then also from the time you start firing to the time that it will actually fire its first bullet. It actually takes quite a long time. So if, like me, you jump on this in the game and you're expecting to go and laser the enemy squad, chances are, like me, you're going to get absolutely dominated and killed before you even fire off a few rounds. So again, this is important, I think, for game balance, but you want to be careful of it and just be aware of it. Set this up beforehand, especially if you know a squad might be coming in. When you set it up, you can jump on it almost straight away, but then it takes a while before it actually will start to fire. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm starting to push it now. So it has a ramp up time in the time that it takes you to actually fire your first bullets. The other thing is, you can see here, this is the limit of the actual range. So it doesn't turn all the way around on its base. It only goes for a certain window. So when you're placing this, you want to be mindful of your position. When you do this, get this fired up, it's pretty awesome. So another thing to keep in mind is when you set up this minigun, when you jump onto the minigun here, you can actually ADS, so you can actually scope in and you'll see there's a little laser light. If you can see that red laser that's pointing. Now, if you're just firing, that laser still comes out. It's not entirely accurate as to where it's shooting though. So the ADS does help a little bit with accuracy and probably reduces the amount of spray. Now, another thing to keep in mind that this has infinite rounds. So this will just reload and reload and reload if you want to use it. So you fire off all your bullets. And then when you go to reload it again, it'll just reload. It'll take a few seconds, but you're ready to go. Does an insane amount of damage. So one thing that's important to think of is if you're going to move, you really want to destroy this by pressing H or whatever it is on your setup. So I hope that helps you a little bit with Rampart and her gameplay. Keep in mind your shields when you're going to put them up and where for positioning. Don't place them behind one another because that's not going to work. Keep in mind too that it can get shot when you're placing, and it's probably going to be that a lot of people don't understand that at the moment, but as soon as they figure that out, it's going to be like caustic traps getting thrown. You shoot them straight away, and so they don't actually get set up. You do have 3 charges though, so just be careful. Use them wisely, and I'm sure you'll get some benefit. With a minigun, keep in mind it takes a while for it to actually get ramped up, so you need to be in a position that's actually safe as you're getting ramped up before you start firing. And remember the arc. If you're playing against Rampart, you can use that to your advantage and go on the flanks. That way you're not going to get destroyed by the minigun, and you're going to circumvent any shields that she's put in place. I hope that's all good advice for you guys getting started on Rampart. Welcome to Season 6. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to jumping in and having a few more games. I also live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night currently. If you want to check it out, join on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, or YouTube. Subscribe to the channels, and I'll see you on stream. Good luck in game, and I'll see you in the next video.